I'm Dr. Maureen Craig. I'm a clinical nurse specialist and our yoga teacher tonight. I am excited to share tonight's class with you because I'm going to be focusing on the feet. I was recently on a trip in Japan and lots of steps were taken. But I was buying some Birkenstock sandals, and once I saw a cute little video they had on there talking about all the ligaments and tendons and muscles and bones in the feet and how important they are. And I thought, we don't really spend that much time with the feet. So tonight's class, we're going to have a little bit of focus on the foot. On my trip to Japan, though, I'm always looking for things associated with yoga. And I found this little towel was there, and it was just so cute because it is about sumo wrestlers, which are popular in Japan, posing in yoga poses. And they're just so cute. I'll have to show you this afterwards a little bit. Perhaps you can see some of the yoga poses. I'll try and get it a little bit closer, where you can see cat and cow and crow is there. Anyways, it really inspired me after I was looking at it. I was like, oh, that is so cute, seeing those sumo wrestlers in all those yoga poses. All right, well, let's begin tonight's class on our back with our breath practice. So please go ahead and unfold your body down on the mat. And taking somewhat of a Shavasana style position where your arms and legs are a little bit away from the center of the body. And just press the back of your head into the mat so you can roll your shoulder blades under just a bit and let your palms be raised up. Then begin to breathe and really feel the breath in the body. A little fuller breath on the inhale. And a nice, long and complete exhale. You might blow through a straw. I find that controls the out-breath in a nice way, helping you release tension in the body with the exhale. At the end of your next exhale, draw a full breath in and hold at the top. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and slowly releasing. And as you're blowing it out, let the body soften, get heavy, and let your exhale be complete. Draw another breath in all the way to the top, filling up and holding at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and blow it out. Slow and steady, letting go. One more time, fill it up all the way. Holding at the top for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Now turning the breath back to your natural breath. Bringing your attention over your heart and just checking in with the emotional body this evening. How am I doing in this moment? And how can I care for what I find? And then if it's comfortable for you, bringing the legs together and kind of pointing through the toes, bringing the arms up overhead, and reaching through the fingers, kind of a long body stretch. And draw your left knee in. And do a few circles with the knee. Hands up the back of the leg for a bit of a hamstring stretch, circles with the ankle. And then switching legs, bring the right knee in. Left heel goes long. A couple circles with the knee, which of course lubricates the hip. And then draw your hands up the back of the leg, circles with the ankle. And releasing both feet to the mat. Take your block, slide it underneath the sacrum. We're going to work on our feet just a little bit, and this can help make it a little easier if you have your block right underneath the sacrum, so you can balance your legs and legs up the wall and look at your feet while you're working with them. Now, if you don't feel steady on your block, then reposition the block until you do. Then once your feet are up there, let's take a look at them and kind of spread the toes nice and wide, and then claw the toes like you're clawing at the mat. Then spread the toes and claw, just back and forth between that a few times. Really try and make the toes as big and wide as they can be, and then clawing them. And you can add your fingers to this too if you wish. Back and forth. Then point through the heels. Push through the heel, one at a time or together. Point through the toe, and then point through the ball of the foot. Heel, toe, ball of the foot. Heel, toes, and the ball of the foot. One more time. Heel, toes, ball of the foot. Then rotate the soles of the feet towards each other, so you can kind of clap with your feet, and then out to the side. Circles with the ankles and switch directions. And then just let them rest for a moment. All that exercise on the feet might make them tired. And bring your feet down to the mat, bridge up to let your block out from underneath you. And then roll to one side or the other so you can come up for our seated posture. You can either sit on a block like I like to do, or of course you can sit with your legs crossed in front of you in an easy Sukhasana pose. Take a moment to feel the tallness in your spine, and then drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, roll the chin down. Bring the other ear over the shoulder and back again. And again. And then roll your shoulders forward up towards your ears, lifting your head and bringing the shoulder blades down the back. Just really feel, bring your attention into the body as you're rolling your shoulders. How are your shoulders feeling? Reach those arms out in a full extension. Roll the thumbs back. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing together a little as you activate here. Drop that right hand to the mat, press into the mat, lift up towards the sky with that left hand and gently sweeping over. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, bring that hand down towards the mat. Inhale, lifting, and come on over to the other side. Plant the hand so you can push into the mat. Lengthen up through that right hand. Bring it over. Breathe into the side body. Taking the gaze up perhaps, and then lowering that arm in a bit of a twist. Inhale, both hands to the sky. Exhale, come into a twist. Lengthen the spine as you revolve it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, revolve to the other side. We're going to have a nice, gentle revolution of our spines as we twist, but keeping the spine long. Inhale and exhale. One more time, lifting and revolving. Reach the back arm up. And as you fold, stay in your twist. Lengthen out through the back of that right arm. Hip to fingertip. And take it to the other side. Lifting, inhale. Exhale, revolve. Inhale the back arm. Exhale, lower. Lengthen hip to tip of the finger. And gently come on back to a seated posture. Check in with your upper body. Do you feel how it's warming up a bit? And then we'll come over onto our hands and knees for our table posture. We're going to start with cat-cows. You might tuck your toes, coming into your cow posture. Your gaze is coming forward. The hips are high, Hands underneath the shoulders, exhale. Angry cat. Feel the back spine lift up, and you can untuck your toes. Trying to remember all the things we want to do with our feet. Back and forth here now. Inhale to cow posture, exhale to cat posture. And do that 2 or 3 times and see if you can involve your toes a little bit tonight. Just stretching the soles of the feet, bending the toes. Finishing the cycle you're on and taking one more. Coming to your table, feel the spine lengthen, the back flatten, extend your right heel out behind you. Your left thumb is an option to bring it forward in front of you. A little lift here. Exhale, sweep off center, awkward airplane. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sweep away. This posture is super good for the back. Exhale away. Bring the left hand back to the mat, bend the knee, and donkey kick that right heel up to the sky. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Bring the ball of the foot down, press both hands into the mat and push that heel back so you get a good stretch of your calf. The calf and the foot are very connected, of course, with regards to our walking. So having a good stretched calf is valuable. All right, other side. Push the heel back, add the thumb to the sky if that feels good for you. Feel that table nice and flat. Engagement of all those muscles. Find your breath, inhale. Exhale, sweep off center. Inhale, lengthen. And away. Once again, lengthening out. Make a good reach. Exhale, gently sweeping off center. Bring that right hand down to the mat. Bend the left knee. And donkey kicks on this side. Pushing it up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the ball of the foot down and take that calf stretch. Lengthening out the back of that calf in particular. Both knees down. Let's go ahead and walk our hands forward and lower yourself by bringing your elbows in. And whenever you're taking any form of push-up, some features to remember is the fingertips should always be pointing to the top of the mat and the eyes of the elbows also to the top of the mat. So typically in a push-up, you're going to want to have your hands directly under your shoulders. We're going to take our hands one handprint forward, which allows us to lengthen our spine a little bit. Okay, so I'm not squared up as much, I'm lengthening out, and it's like a knee down push up, okay? And then just slowly lower a little bit, keeping your elbows in, push up, activate the triceps. 2 more times, mini push-ups. And then let's lower all the way down, hover, and release. Bring your arms out at a 45-degree angle, zip the legs together. We're in our seal posture. Breathing here. Feel the back body engage. What I like to think of is the thoracic spine getting more mobility. So you can kind of soften down and then press into the hands, lengthen the spine as you let your heart shine forward. Draw the elbows underneath the shoulders. Traction your forearms back so that your heart slides through the biceps. Again, increasing thoracic flexibility. That area where the ribs are attached is probably the most inflexible part of the spine, and the more mobility we have there, the less strain to our lower back and neck. And then we're going to take one of those poses that I saw on the yoga towel. We'll start with cobra, hands underneath the shoulder points, and just roll your heart up here, engaging with the breath. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften. Bring the forehead to the mat. Your hands alongside your hips, fingers pointing towards the toes, elbows up for locust. Lengthen through the toes, lengthen through the crown. Activate the back body, which will let you lift just a little bit. Breathing. 2 more breaths. Release the head and toes to the mat. Interlace the hands behind the sacrum. This is called shark pose. So see if it works for you. If it doesn't, please don't do it. Just choose to do the ones that work for you. Draw your hands down towards your feet. Lift the heart a bit and breathing for 3, 2, 1 more. And release. Plant your hands underneath your shoulder points. Push your hips back towards the child's pose as you lengthen out fingertip to tailbone. And then walk your hands back towards your knees and flip your wrists so that your fingers are facing towards your knees. And we'll take a bit of a forearm stretch here. Then come up onto your knees, squeeze the glutes to engage them and keep the front of the hips open. And then we'll just cage our ears and widen our wings. It's very important to keep the glutes engaged so it helps stabilize the low back. On the exhale, we'll twist using our own volition here. Exhale and twist. Keep the low back stable by keeping the glutes squeezed. So the twist is just in that thoracic spine. It might be just the tiniest of movements, and that's okay. Use the breath. You can keep your toes tucked if that keeps it more stable for you. 1 more time each side. Very good. Bring your hands down to the mat. Let's pay a little attention to the feet. Soles of the feet together, tuck the toes, press into both hands so that you can get a more intense sole stretch here. Pushing the heels back, flexing the toes. Rest your knees, untuck the toes. Let the tops of the feet get a bit of a stretch here. Hands alongside the knees and just lift the knees. And do the other sole stretch 1 more time. And just feel how the calf might activate a little bit as you do that. Walk your hands forward, coming into your plank. Push up to your down dog. In plank and down dog, your feet and hands are in 2 lanes of traffic. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, push to down dog. So you come forward to plank. If you have the strength in your arms, you can dip a little into your push-up. Make sure to keep those elbow eyes forward and the elbows in. And then resting in down dog as you sway the hips a bit. Glance between your thumbs and walk towards your thumbs, coming into a forward fold. Inhale for a half lift and then fold. Sweep your hands behind you as you squeeze your glutes, lift the heart, tall mountain Tadasana, and release. Okay, beautiful. We've come to our standing posture and we've gotten a good warm up. Let's move into our balance, which can be very challenging as we get older. I realize more and more how that happens. Balance is something that can fade, so it's great to practice it. Bring all your weight to one leg, bend the other knee, And then use your arms to create the balance you need and hold a focus point with your eyes. Now the knee that is bent, draw circles with that ankle. And then switch direction. Keep yourself breathing. And bring that foot down, switching the weight to that foot. Bend the knee. We'll take circles with the ankle and switch direction. And bring that foot down. Now I'll give you one more pose that I saw on that towel. It's called flamingo. And you can almost imagine it in the body. Bringing your weight to one foot. Take the other leg into your hand like you're standing on one foot, like you oftentimes see flamingos do. Draw the heel into the glute, the knee towards the earth, and then reach the opposing hand out for the neck of the flamingo and drop the head forward. Take a breath here. And release, and we'll switch sides. Flamingo. I think this can also be called stork, but I love the pink flamingo, and I thought that worked well for this. So all the weight in one leg, hold your focus point. Slide your hand down the shin, draw that heel into the glute, lengthen through that knee. So really pointing the knee down, keeping the hips level and that standing leg sturdy. A little tiny softness in that knee. Reaching up through your arm, flexing for the head of the bird, the flamingo. And release. Beautiful. Okay, let's move to the top of our mat, and we're going to do a few step back lunges. So crescent lunge, you can come into it from the standing posture. So just feeling a little flexibility in your knees here. Bring your feet parallel to the long edge of the mat, hip distance apart. Little weight in the heels, spread the toes. And because we're paying attention to the feet, let's take a moment to kind of raise up on our toes, back on the heels, lift up on the toes. Just see what works for you. And if you can't do it on both feet, then just do one. In fact, when you do one, what you find is you can raise the heel considerably higher because you don't have to support the weight. So if you're doing just one, then switch over and do the other as well. Then let's take and actually roll to the outside of our feet and then to the inside. Outside, inside. Rock up to the toes, back to the heels. Okay, settle now into the full foot. Weight on the left. Sweep the hands up as you step back for your lunge. Come back to standing. We're going to do this 5 times. Step back for 2. And forward, and 3, and forward, and 4, forward, last one, and find a position here. You might wiggle your toes a little bit further back. See if you can lift your heart a bit. Make sure both feet are well engaged, the back heel is lifted. Take a breath or two. Feel those muscles of the abdomen really engage to hold that core stable. This is where the breath can really advance the practice. Coming back to Tadasana. And shake out the legs a little bit. Now we'll come to the other side. Weight in that foot and step back on this side. Coming forward, and for 2, and 3, 4, and 5. Step it back, and then kind of settle here. Pressing the 2 feet apart, lifting the heart. You might even try your wings here with your hands behind your head, your elbows out. Bring the breath into that front of the body, engaging those muscles. And exhale, coming back to mountain. I think we're ready for some flow. Find yourself at the top of your mat. Take a deep breath in here. Slowly exhale it out, narrowing the back of the throat so you have that kind of that sound of the ocean. This is called Ujjayi breath. It's a great focus, victorious breath. Settling the weight into your heels, your arms begin to float up. Exhale, kick the hips back and forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Step back on the right. Bring that knee down to the mat. Let the hips sink a little bit. Option to raise the arms up. This low lunge. Option to put the hands behind the head. Lift the heart, spread the wings. Then bring your hands down to frame the foot. Draw the hip back and then peel those toes up to lengthen out the back of the leg. Walk your hands forward. Tuck the back toes, coming to runner's lunge. Keep the right hand down, turn the left hand up to the sky, dragonfly twist. Bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Step your left foot back, coming to your plank. Bring your knees down, your elbows in, chest, chin, lift the heart. Exhale, push to down dog. Inhale the right foot up, bend the knees, stack the hips. Then sweep that right foot forward in between the hands. Keep the left hand down, the right hand goes to the sky, dragonfly twist. Keep that left kneecap drawn up. Bring the hand down, step to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift and fold. Sweep the hands up and release. We'll take these moves on the other side. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Half lift, breathing in. Exhale, step back on the left. Bring the knee down. Let the hips sink. Modified warrior one. Draw the heel and the knee towards each other. Option for winged elbows. Frame the foot, draw the hip back for your hurdler stretch. Peel the toes up. Explore the back of your right leg. Walking forward, tuck the back toes, runner's lunge. Take dragonfly twist, the right hand reaches up. Bring that hand to the inside of the foot, and then bring that foot back, coming to your plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left foot up. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Bring that foot forward between the hands. Dragonfly twist. Hand comes down, step to forward fold. Half lift and fold. Sweep the hands behind you, rising and releasing. Let a little tension out and take a good breath. And then we'll take another flow with similarity but a little bit of change. Feeling the mountain posture. The hands lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale for a half lift. And fold, stepping back on the right, runner's lunge. 2 lanes of traffic. Take the dragonfly twist. As you bring your left hand down, walk your hands out to the outside of the mat, leave the hand down, and take the twist again. This time, feel the back body activate, like someone's pulling on your ponytail. Bring your hands down and have a block on the inside of your left foot. Little half step forward with the back foot. We're going to come to pyramid. So draw the left hip back, lengthening out the back of that leg. Flatten and engage the back. Float the heart down. You'll feel intensity on the back of the front leg. Breathing with that. For a counter pose, bend the knees, sink the hips, lift the heart. Coming to your supported runner's lunge. Once more back to pyramid. Just bring your attention into the back of that leg as you're exploring, drawing the hip one way or another. Feeling that, always backing away from pain, coming back into our runner's lunge. And set your block aside, step back for your plank, and take or skip your flow here. This is up to you, depending the degree of workout you need for your arms. Inhale that right foot up, bend the knees, stack the hips, and bring that right knee behind the right wrist. Now we're coming into our pigeon. Slide that shin forward, keep the ankle flexed. The stretch is in the outer right hip. You might lengthen through the spine, or you may find it helpful to fold forward. Play with it, see what feels good to you. My hips are fairly tight, but they need the stretch. It really feels good. Slide the shin back, set your block aside. Sweep that right foot back to the sky, give it a little shake. Exhale, step it forward. Dragonfly twist. And come to your mountain, your forward fold. A half lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep the hands behind you, rising for your mountain. And release. We'll take these moves on the other side now. Feel the weight in the feet. Inhale the arms. And fold. Half lift. Step back with the left. Runner's lunge on this side. Dragonfly twist. Bring the hand down. Walk it out to the left until your left hand is off the mat. Then bring that right hand up. Feel the ponytail pull. Lengthen and back bend. Bring the right hand down and bring a block with you to the inside of that right foot. A little step forward with the back foot. Draw the hip back, coming into your pyramid pose. So a long front leg. Flatten the back, float the heart towards the knee. Relief position is your supported runner's lunge. Bend the knee directly over the ankle, lift the heart. Just exploring between these two postures, using the breath, feeling the stretch, being patient with your body as you care for it. When you're ready, set your block aside, step the foot back to your plank, taking or skipping your flow here, knees, chest, chin, rolling up to cobra, and pushing to down dog. The left foot goes up and the knee, stack the hips. Bring the left knee into that pigeon position behind the wrist. I like to have a block underneath my hand to help support my movement of my leg. I like to bring the shin forward, keep the ankle flexed. On this one here, my knee does not come down to the mat, usually. So I can tuck the back toes and just explore that stretch in the outer hip, using the back leg a bit. When you're ready, slide that shin back. Return to your three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that left foot forward between the hands. Dragonfly twist. Bring the hand down. Step to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep the hands behind you as you rise. And release. Take a cleansing breath And I'm going to get a little sip of water. It's a warm day here. Staying hydrated is valuable. All right, we'll come into our B series now. Find your mountain posture. Soften the knees and the hips, reach the hands behind you. The weight is in your heels, and just push your heels away from each other a bit. Option for the arms to come forward in your chair. Breathing here for 3, 2, 1, and fold. Half lift with the breath in. Exhale, step it out to plank. Take our first flow here. You can skip this if you wish. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. And push back for down dog. Left foot goes up and comes forward between the hands. Drop the back heel, toes out to 3 o'clock. 1 lane of traffic. Sweep up for your warrior 2. Take a moment to feel the 2 feet solidly on the mat, pushing away. Stabilize that knee over the ankle. Strong spine, engaged core. Floating arms parallel to the earth. Breathing. Front palm up, peaceful warrior, reaching for sky and earth. Strong in your core, keep those muscles engaged with the breath. Warrior 2, 2 breaths. Extended side angle, use the muscles of the core to slowly, with intention, bring the elbow to the knee. Right hand opens the heart here. As you lift up, arm over the ear is an option. Feel the breath in the ribs. 2 breaths. With control, bring yourself back slowly. Warrior 2. Draw the left hip back. Keep drawing it back until that leg is straight. We're preparing for Trikonasana or triangle posture. Float the arms forward. Keep them parallel and then drop into triangle posture. Stack the shoulders. Heart revolves to the open side. Keep the footing. Keep the core engaged. We're coming to reverse triangle. So the hand positions flip, but the footing stays the same. 2 breaths. Now we're going to come to half moon, and this is an option, not required. Bring the hand down. I like to use a block. Place the block in the hand at a 45-degree angle from the front foot. Float the back heel. Rotate the hip and the arm out to the side. Breathing for 2. 1 more breath. Let the back foot land. Step your feet back for a flow. You can push directly to down dog or take a flow. Cleansing breath. Inhale the right foot up. Bring that foot forward between the hands, right to the center of the mat. Back foot, toes to 9 o'clock. Sweep up to your warrior 2 on this side. Feel the feet fully engaged with the mat, pressing away, and that front knee right over the ankles. Keep the core and the pelvic floor engaged. Front palm comes up. Reverse or peaceful warrior. Reaching for earth and sky. One more breath. Slowly using the core, moving back to warrior two. With intention now, bringing that elbow to the knee. Left hand to the sky. Over the ear is an option. Sweep it back for warrior two. Begin to straighten this front knee, draw the hip back, float the arms out, coming to your Trikonasana, triangle posture. Coming to reverse triangle, the footing stays the same, the hands switch. One or two breaths here, and then keeping that core engaged as you reach for your block, we're going to come to that half moon again. So option for that 45-degree angle out to the side. And if, like me, your balance is a little challenged, don't worry about it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Bring your attention into the body and breathe. Slowly let the back foot land. Set your block aside and step back for your plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. And then down dog, 3 to 5 breaths. Gazing between your thumbs on the exhale, step forward. Bring the hands to a half lift. Flatten the back, draw the shoulder blades down. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees and the hips, reach the arms behind you, and then sweep up for your chair. Push through the heels and release. Beautiful. Come to the top of your mat. Take a wide step. We're going to widen out our heels a little more than our toes. Place your hands on the tops of your hips. Press on them as you float the heart down, bringing the hands towards the mat. Feel the hamstrings and the backs of the legs lengthen as the tailbone lifts. You can press into the mat a little if that helps. Lifting the tailbone. Soften the knees a little as you walk the hands maybe to one ankle or toes or a calf, and then the other. Bring your hands back to the center, heel toe together to a 3/4 stride, and lower your hips to whatever degree is available for you in a Malasana style pose. Take a breath here, or 2 or 3. And when you're done with that, bring your hands behind you. Lower yourself down to the mat. Go ahead and bring our feet out in front of us for a little core work. Traction your feet on the mat, reach your arms forward, lift the heart. Inhale as you lean back. Exhale as you lean forward. Just follow your breath. Breathing nice and deep here. And now we're going to actually unwind the spine. So lift the heart a moment And then begin to slowly push the back down, vertebrae by vertebrae, lowering all the way down. Oh, yes. Bring your heels behind your glutes. We're going to take a little bridge here. Roll the shoulders under a bit. And then push the hips up, coming into your bridge. Push into the heels and the shoulders and lift your chin. Draw your knees together. Lift the heels and lengthen the spine, unwinding it towards your heels. Let the right heel go long, cage the ears, and roll up towards the knee. Two more. And switching sides, roll up to the knee. Use the exhale. Two more. And release back. Bring your hand onto a block. Bridge up for your legs up the wall. Slide that block underneath the sacrum. Roll your shoulders under. And then gently bring your feet up to the sky. Take any movement or stillness that's right for you. Possibly letting your heels drift apart for a bit of an inner thigh stretch. When you're ready, let the exhale bring your heels back together. Let your breath be a little fuller as we come to this restorative part of our practice. And let the exhale all the way out. One more exhale as you fold the knees towards the chest. And then the heels land behind the block. Bring the soles of the feet towards each other. And just rock the knees towards the edge of the corner of the room. Your arms might go into cactus for a floating goddess position. Plant the feet back on the earth. Press into the feet so you can slide your block out from underneath you. And draw your knees in towards your chest. Draw some circles on your back. And switch directions. Let the left heel go long as you hold that right knee in your hand. Draw it across the body, lengthening it out in front of you as you reach out behind you with your right arm and your gaze. This allows for a long spinal twist. Take a breath in here, feel the ribs spread a little, and release. Slide the hand under the leg, bring yourself through center. We'll do this move on the other side. Bring your left knee into the chest. Into the right hand across the body. Lengthen the foot out in front of you and your gaze in the left arm behind you. Breathing and releasing in that spine and the ribs. And then a little support underneath the leg as you unwind, coming back to center. Finding your Shavasana. Widening the feet on the mat, letting them be a little away from each other. Press into the back of the head, roll the shoulders under, palms up. Find the breath. Use each exhale to let go a little tension. How about those eyebrows? Can they soften? The eyes, the cheeks, shoulders, the ribs, resting in the echo of your practice. No place to go and nothing to do. Continuing to enjoy Shavasana if you wish. We're beginning to find a little movement in your hands and feet, arms and legs. Revisiting your intention, your kindness for practice and self-care. Giving yourself a little gratitude for taking the time for this care of your body, caring for this vessel that holds your life. When you're ready, bring your knees in towards your chest. Take a few circles on your back, maybe switching directions. And then finding your way to a seated posture. We'll close our practice time together. Bringing your hands to heart center. Thank you for sharing practice. May you take a bit of what you've worked on into your week. Om Shanti, Om Peace. Namaste. Well, thank you for joining me. Well, I hope you have a beautiful week. Remember, you can always get more yoga at maureen.yoga. No .com, just maureen.yoga. Takes you to my YouTube channel where you can have lots of yoga to practice whenever you need it through the week.